The Monster Shop Creepy Tutorials.
What's up, everybody? We are back in the Monster Shop for the second part of our multi-part tutorial we're gonna do on building a mummy. Just so you guys know, today is a phenomenal day. Today it's so cool. It's like fall outside. It's fucking awesome. It fucking feels just like Halloween time. I've just been in a great mood all day just because of the weather. You don't go outside, sweat your ass off. You know, whatever the hell you do, it's just a nice, crisp, cool day. So, happy day. Anyways, we have a big, cool project today. Like I mentioned before, the whole premise of this channel is to build props on a budget. Use what you have laying around. That's kind of like my motto. I'll buy stuff, but I'd rather just try to upcycle something or use a prop, you know, couple seasons and then try to find a different way to do something with it, you know. So that being said, these guys here I picked up a long time ago. I think I got them from Joanne Fabric. They were, I think it might have been even after Halloween, and I got them for a real good deal. They were like kind of black and like a weird color, but I painted them white. The one time I was going to use them, I was going to build a 2 Grim Reapers that I was going to put on the side of my garage, you know, maybe 8 to 10 feet in length. You know, this was going to be the head, and I tried making the cape. It just wasn't working, you know, the one year. So I decided to scrap that idea, and then what I started to do was make pillars for like a cemetery, a graveyard or a cemetery. So what I did was I hooked up a reindeer motor inside each pillar, and these were attached to the top of it, and they moved and so forth. It was going to be cool, but then I ran out of room for the pillars in my shed, so I had to scrap that idea too. So I still have them laying around, and I figured we could probably use one of them for the mummy, you know, get it really creepy looking. We're going to try to do some fun stuff to it. And this one, I think we'll just do the same thing, because down the road I might upcycle these again into something else. So one thing, first things first, what I did with this thing, you can see, I'll turn them on for you now. They have lights in the eyes. I went to Amazon, and they had these really cool battery operated lights. I think actually they may have come from Fright Props, you know, through Amazon. So they're really cool. You can pick your different color, whatever colors you want, and they're battery operated. So what I did was, you know, drilled some holes in the eye sockets here, and I cut a hole in the bottoms because I needed a hole anyways to mount the you know, the mechanism for the turns. So I fished the wire through there, and I actually used just some speaker wire I had laying around just to extend the wire a little bit, because I needed length to flip it on and off manually. You could probably hook up a sensor. You could probably pick up a sensor somewhere if you wanted to get into it that deep, but for us, we're just gonna we're gonna use these this toggle switch and the battery for this this build, because that way I can just turn it on that way. So that being said, I think we're gonna start with this. So what my plan, my envisionment for this is, we're gonna start off by painting some of it. Because like when I painted, I just sprayed it white because it just looked pretty cool on the cemetery gate as cemetery gates. Any Pantera lovers out there? Anyways, so I'm gonna just try to do some detailing of it. I know you don't have to go ape shit on it, because you're gonna be covering it. We're gonna corpse it, but at least you cover the eyes, put some black in there, and the nose and stuff, and around the teeth, because that way if the plastic melts, you know, when we corpse it, you can see that it come through. It still gets, it will get stained and dye, because I usually use a stain over the corpsing plastic and so forth, just to make it look creepy. What I was thinking about doing, you know, obviously when we're going to corpse it, you know, maybe keep its jaw open, you know what I mean, and corpse around here, and then, you know, make it look cool so that the teeth are coming out. And then obviously when we wrap it with the cloth that we just finished up on the other video, I think it's going to look pretty cool. So yeah, so what we're going to do right now is I'm going to go gather up my supplies really quick. We're going to grab some paint, just a paintbrush and you know, maybe just do a little bit of a touch up on these guys before we start the corpsing process. You know, I just want to get some paint on here, you know, just to darken it up a little bit, and then you know, we'll start, you know, try to get some corpsing done. All right, so I have all our supplies ready. I got my acrylic paint here. I'm just gonna do black for now, just to make it look cool. So I will start off with one of them. You guys could look at this one. I'm just gonna get a little bit of paint here. Ooh, that doesn't work good. Maybe you could dab that shit up a little bit. Everything's dried up right now, so we're gonna try to do a little corpsing. Got my craft paper down, got some drop cloth. This works great. Cheapest drop cloth you can find, but I got the cheap shit, 0.4 mil, just for extra like depth if I wanted to get some shrinkage and stuff like that. You know, we could cut it up with that. So we're gonna cut some off of here. That one on the side. Let's mess around with this one. Ooh. A little paint right there, what the hell? Guess it wasn't dry. So, just gonna throw some of this on here. Now, originally, what I was mentioning before is I do want to try to keep the mouth open. So I'm just gonna go through here and just start wrapping some of this stuff up here. You could twist it, turn it, whatever you want, because you're gonna melt it anyways. So, for example, I'm going through, coming underneath this, but then I'm going to go over it as well. Let's pull some of this through. Same thing. I'm just going to try to wrap this around the face first. Just around the face here, because I do want to go underneath this jaw, so it kind of keeps it open. There we go. Oop. I think that one looks pretty good. For the first coat, I think it's pretty cool. I'm gonna work on this one, and then I think I'm gonna put on the stain overnight, and then we will stay. We're gonna put the stain on it next. I'm gonna do this one first, and then we'll put the stain on it. So just so you know, you can see how it looks. So basically it just looks like skin. So when you put the stain in it, you're gonna stain it all and you're gonna see it coming through, and it's gonna look really cool. So that is corpsing 101. The next stop we are going to do, we're gonna put the stain on it and let it sit. Okay, we are out in the monster garage right now because we're gonna be spray painting. So I'm gonna give these guys a little spritz of good old flat black, just to cover some of the shadows in the dark areas. And then once I put the stain on it, it will really pop. So I'm gonna spray this shit on now, very lightly. Give it a little spritzer. Now don't forget, the majority of this is going to be covered by cloth anyways, so even if you don't get it the best, it'll be covered. But mainly I'm trying to get the areas where the stain won't really be. All right, so now I just zapped it with this satin heirloom white paint, just to give it another layer. Just like I said, you take your time with this stuff, but like, look how awesome that shit turned out. Using a little bit of the white, the heirloom white, just gives it that extra depth, and it lightens it up a little bit so that when you do put the stain on it at the end, the brown stain, it really shows through. So this is step 2. I think they're turning out really cool. Now, look at all that detail. Too bad it's gonna be covered with cloth, but anyways, we know it's there, right? All the Monster Shop alumni knows that this detail is there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be putting this stain on it now. I got this Polyshades antique walnut stain. I'm gonna throw the first coat on it so that way it could set up overnight. I'm gonna throw it on right now, so I will, when it's done, when I apply it, I'm gonna give a quick video of it so you can see what it looks like right when it's wet. Oh man, does that look creepy? I think this is looking awesome. Look at that, look at that. Look at this, look at that, look at that. We are officially in day 2 of the build. I got the corpse heads done, they're dry. Everything looks cool. I really like the way they're looking. Trying to figure out which one to use. I kind of like this one a little bit better, just because it's got some cool like skin and shit like hanging over his eyes. So we're gonna put this one away here. I'm gonna put it over here. Maybe use this for another prop down the road. I don't know what, but we will use it. So here we go. So we have this. We still have the lights. They still work in here, which is great news because I want to show you guys something I found on Amazon. It's an idea I came up with. Just to give it a little bit of more creep factor. So I found these eyeballs. They're really cheap. I can put the link down below for you guys. It's cool. They're made for Halloween. They're half eyes. So they have all different colors, blues, greens, whatever, whatever your heart desires. So we're going to try to glue them in over the eyes here so that when they are on, I don't think you could probably pick it up here, but I did try it. They kind of glow red. I don't know if you could see that on this side here. So I'm going to try to glue that in place, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to get some stain. Just put a little bit of a light haze over it, just so that it kind of doesn't look very vibrant before we wrap it up with the cloth and everything like that. And then the other part of this project is I found these. This is just an idea I came up with just to make it look more creepy. I've never used this product before, so I will also put the link for this in the description. They're very cheap, a couple bucks, maybe $8, $10. I forget how much I paid for them. But what it is they're actually teeth. I don't know if you can see these. They are resin composite teeth. So I bought the bigger pack so that you could use more. I figured what we would do is kind of glue them in place here, and then put some the stain on top of just to make it look more, older and everything like that. But if you look at them, they kind of are like a little bit of a duller color. They're not bright white, which is great. So I might put a little bit of staining on there once they're done. I figured I'm going to try to maybe put some holes in the bottom of the plastic, and with the glue gun throw it in there into the bottom. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I figured we get this set up this way. Before we get started, I'm going to shut that light off. Just so that you guys can see. These are the teeth that I got. If you look, they look really, really real. There's the whole. I bought the bigger pack, so there's all different sizes, and they come with another layer down below. So you have tons of teeth, so you can move them around and so forth. Put them in what you want. These are the eyeballs. As you can tell, there's different colors available. I wish they had red, but I don't think I saw red in here yet. I think there's like a yellow color. So there's all different types of colors, and you could use them for different applications and so forth. So I thought they were pretty cool. So let's get gluing this on. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way here. I got my glue gun here. Gorilla Glue works the best for this project. I use the thicker glue sticks. So let's turn this back on. So I think I'm going to use this brown color because I think it looks good with the corpsing. I don't really want it to stick out too bad, so I think these are the ones we're going to use. So what we're going to do here is try to just glue around this, whoops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to glue around here, and I want to try to get it right in the center when I place it, because in the middle, I want to make sure that I can get the light visible in the iris area or the pupil area. I want to get the light in the pupil area. So I might just put a little glob of this glue around the light here. And what I'm going to do is get it in there, but I want to try to center it so that the red light is visible. If you could see, I don't know, it's hard to see. Let me get the other one in, and I'll show you how cool it's going to look. Now this one has a piece of skin here, so I'm going to try to slide it in there as best as I can. I'm going to make sure you get enough glue in the area too. I'm going to try to slide this in without damaging this as best I can. And oh my god, does that burn? Shut! Okay, so I think it worked out great. They have it centered where I want it to go. And I'm just going to leave it there. Okay. So I'm going to shut this light off on the camera here, just so you can see what I mean as far as the light coming through. So as you can tell, it looks really cool. I specifically placed it so that this section here, the light is right over this pupil area on both sides, because I think it looks cool. Like it shows off a cool feature. Like at night when it's really dark, you're gonna look at this and it's gonna have these like red glowing eyes. So I think it looks cool that way. So I'm gonna let that dry up, and I'm gonna start working on the teeth. That was the easy part. We are now going into the uncharted territory with the teeth, So what I'm thinking about doing is just throwing some teeth in here and in the bottom. So as you could tell here, there's molars, there's premolars, there's front teeth, and there's all these other kind of teeth, which I don't know the names of them all because I'm not a dentist. So I'm just gonna like kind of just put them in there and stuff and see. So obviously these are the front two teeth here. So these come right off here with a little bit of glue. Just gonna let's try to put some glue up here and just see what I can do. Just along the top lip, try to place it as much as I can. You know, I'm sure there weren't dentists back in the friggin' Egyptian days, so they just probably pulled teeth out. So we're just gonna jack it up and just make, you know, they didn't have braces or any of that crap. So we're just gonna start putting some random teeth in here, right near the top. Try to glue it up here. Gonna try to like make it all crooked too. We're not gonna put them straight. Oh shit. Give him some snags, some snaggle tooth. What do you guys think? I have to say sorry to any dentists out there that are part of the Monster Shop alumni. Looks creepy. That's all that matters. Alright, I'm going to quickly go through and just throw a little bit of glue on the inside here of the inside teeth. So I'm just going to do a layer of glue behind these teeth. And then I'll finish up the layer on the top too. Just again, throw another layer on. Other than that, I think it's looking pretty kick-ass. Alright, I got some stain here. You could use any stain you want. This is a colonial maple stain. I'm just going to try it out on the teeth and eyes and see what it turns out to be. Got myself a little brush here. We're going to open this up. This is very old school. There we go. Old school stain here. This is ancient, but I just hope I don't get it on my fingers. My fingers. Give it a dip in here, and I'm gonna just try to lightly put on. I mean, I guess you can. I don't know if it's gonna even work on the plastic. Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I just don't want to. I'm looking just to get a little bit of color off of it. I don't want to hit the pupil area, but I do want to just to tone it down. If you can see the difference between the two, it's just going to make it look a little bit more, you know, old looking and stuff, and you know, not stick out like a sore thumb when you look at it. So just put a little bit on it. So just so you know too, it's the thing with the stain, it's not going to penetrate the plastic. So it's kind of just going to sit on there. So unfortunately, you may have a little bit of dripping on the bottom, and that's totally fine. What I'm doing here is just going through and kind of dabbing the eye, just to give it some color variations and so forth. I don't know if you can see it, but when I go in, you know, you're just going to dab here, here, you know, wherever, just to give it some specks and dots and stuff like that. So as you can tell, it just darkened it up greatly, you know, so it didn't look, it looked like it was kind of, before it was really sticking out. So we're going to hit this again, I think, but the one thing you want to check is make sure that the eyes are seen. So we're going to do that right now. Still have the effect of the eyes, so we're golden there. Now let's work on the teeth while these dry up and so forth. We'll probably have to hit it again, I would think, but maybe not. It depends how it dries. So we're gonna hit this. We're gonna do the same thing with the teeth. This I'm actually just gonna try to brush it on like a, just to see what it looks like, because I'm sure these guys didn't eat that well back in the day, so. Some of this actually started dripping down the skin area, and I actually think it looks really cool. So I think I'm just gonna start throwing a little bit of this color on the stain. It's on the prop itself, give it some depth. So I think it looks really cool that way. So I think I'm gonna go through it, and actually I'm gonna get a different brush, I think, a bigger brush here. And do the same thing, I'm gonna hit it. I think it looks really, really cool. It looks very rotten and disgusting and like it's been sitting around for a long time. All right, everybody, we are back. This sucker is all dried up, ready to go. Start wrapping this up now with the pieces of cloth that we tea stained in the other video, and see what we got to make it look kind of creepy. I will tell you one thing. These things are a pain in the ass with all these little strings and stuff. They're getting in the way. It's just a big mess here, so I've been yanking and pulling them all over the place. But we're going to start up now and just see how we can make it look pretty cool. So I know for a fact I'd like to, kind of drape it around his nose area and so forth first, and then go around. So I'm going to just try to throw a little bit of glue right in that nose area just to start it. So I'm just going to, like I said, go through and randomly put little blobs of glue around and start my wrapping. I know I was going to burn myself on that one. I knew it. The joys of being a hunter. Burnt fingers. It's unfortunate that we covered up all the gruesomeness, but it is the mummy. It's full of cloth. So it looks really cool. Next time we meet, we are going to go through the body. I have a little treat for you. I have an old prop that I made for one of our haunted farms. It's kind of big and kind of scary, and I think it's going to look really cool if I could just try to upcycle it. Instead of me going through and building the prop from scratch, what I'll do next time is go through it, show you how it was built, and then we'll just, basically take the head off the other prop, put this on, and then we're going to wrap it up like a mummy and make it look really cool and ominous. Like I said before, this sucker is going to be like probably like 8 feet in the air, maybe looking down at you. So when you look at that and you see the teeth up there, like, it scares the shit out of you. So I'm really happy the way it turned out. Thank you guys very much for sitting through it with me. I'm very appreciative of all your comments and all your well wishes and all the cool comments you've left me lately. I really appreciate it. So I think it's really cool how we went from a basic skull, run-of-the-mill skull, into this design with just a little bit of, pretty much extra sheets laid around. What else did we use? Friggin' some stain I had left around, some drop cloths for painting, and we can make something cool like this. So what I was thinking about doing is, depending how it goes with the part 3, where we're going to work on the body, you know, I'm trying to figure out if it's worth it to try to throw in a little bit of animatronic into the thing, you know, maybe put like a Ranger motor into the head so that, you know, the head looks left and right, you know, something like that. I don't think I'd be able to move anything with the arms because we're reusing an upcycled prop I have, but I think we could do something with the head maybe. So so what we'll do is when we meet again, we'll go through it and take a look at it because I haven't touched this prop in like 6-7 years. So maybe we'll pop the head off and see if there's a way that we could get this thing animated a little bit to make it move and shit, you know. And I'll teach you guys how to do that in the video as well. So he's falling on me. I think it's the batteries. So so yeah, so I think that's what we have up next. Thank you guys very much. I really hope you like this tutorial, and we'll see you guys at the next one. So as always, happy haunting.